Good morning. This is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
An off-duty South Dakota police officer is being credited with rescuing several people from a fiery crash last week in northwest Iowa. The crash happened Thursday near Larchwood, where authorities say the driver of a pickup ran a stop sign and struck an SUV that then went into the ditch and caught fire.
The Lyon County Sheriff's Office says off-duty Lennox police officer Ishmael Small came across the crash and pulled 4 people out of the burning SUV and 1 person out of the pickup. He then tended to the injured until medical help arrived. 1 person was airlifted and 5 others were driven by ambulance to hospitals in Sioux Falls. There's no word yet on their conditions.
Risen Savior Catholic Church is looking to stay on track while its current pastor is deployed overseas.
In his absence, Father Andrew Young asked his close friend, Father Charles Simple, to come out of retirement to take his place during his 6-month deployment.
There's a sadness about it, but also a joy that they know that it was deep in his heart to do this, and they know that he so loves the military and he wanted to be with them in this deployment.
While he's deployed, one of Young's duties will be to serve as a chaplain.
A free disaster legal services FEMA hotline is available for South Dakotans in 4 counties that were affected by this summer's storms and flooding. Residents in Davison, Lincoln, Turner, and Union counties can get legal services for home repair, property insurance claims, and destroyed legal documents.
The hotline will also assist with landlord and tenant problems, foreclosure, disability-related access to programs, price gouging, scams, and identity theft. Representatives can also give legal information on FEMA and U.S. Small Business Administration benefits. Residents can call the hotline from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Going to be another warm and windy day out there for at least eastern KELOLAND with the warmth.
Yeah, we are looking at temperatures today to range from the 80s in southeastern KELOLAND with a front moving across western South Dakota. Temperatures will remain in the 60s in western KELOLAND, and I think steadier, slowly falling temperatures as winds have become northwest into central KELOLAND. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Big changes are coming next year for the Mega Millions Lotto game. The $2 ticket price that's been in place since 2017 will go up to $5.
The current $1 Megaplier option will also be dropped and replaced by a new computer-generated multiplier for each and every ticket sold. The changes take effect in April. KELOLAND's Bob Mercer has a closer look at the changes and why they're beyond control of the state of South Dakota. That's on the Capitol News Bureau page right now.
The 30-day grace period for free or reduced meals in the Sioux Falls School District ends at the end of this week. That means if families who qualified for free or reduced meals last year don't submit a new application, they'll revert back to paid status.
The district says an application can be filled out anytime during the school year and can be submitted multiple times. Completing it before the grace period ends ensures an uninterrupted reduced rate.
If you just get it in, if there's anything that we can help with, we're always here. They can go in any of the schools, they will help them. They can call child nutrition. We're more than happy to help them. It's a very simple form.
Applications can be filled out online or in person.
The homeowner application period with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Sioux Falls will open this week.
The goal of Habitat for Humanity is helping families who might be able to afford a mortgage but can't afford a house in today's market.
I think the biggest misconception is that the homes are free. The homes are not free. So people are applying for our program. It's a housing application, but it's also a loan application. So people are having to provide financial documentation.
Habitat for Humanity will be at the downtown Siouxland Library today to go over the application process with interested families. The application period begins tomorrow.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather picture here as we go through the day today. Red flag warnings are in effect. That means fire danger at the top of the scale. Very dry environment and a lot of wind, both from the south ahead of the front and switching to the northwest behind it, and very gusty wind numbers as a result of that. Here's a look at your maps. This morning, we've started off with a south wind, East River. We've got a northwest wind into western South Dakota. As you can see here, as we round the bend toward the lunch hour, we're we're looking at winds. Huron, Aberdeen, Northwest, at least at 20 to 40. Sioux Falls, yep, once that switch occurs, it'll be gusty here by mid to late afternoon and likely following suit here with a decrease in the wind overnight tonight. And by the way, that will also help reduce our temperatures. 30s tonight in western KELOLAND. Don't be caught off guard by that. Tomorrow, it looks like less wind. Wednesday, a little more wind out of the south, and temperatures will go right back up, it looks like, on Wednesday. Another frontal system, we'll see how that affects us on Thursday. There will be some variability day to day, but overall, we're not looking at any major cold snaps, and I would argue this weekend there's a lot of wind on that map on Saturday, and that's a day where I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Sioux Falls ended up back in the 80s for highs. We're going to have a tendency to do that. You may recall a year ago in early October, we had highs in the 90s in Sioux Falls. So we've done this, and dry weather contributes to that. There's a look at today. We're going the opposite direction. We're falling on the temperatures in northwest South Dakota. It's not going to be nearly as hot as yesterday, not at all. And then once we lose that wind tonight, look at the hourly numbers. They drop fast in the 30s, and those low dew points really aid in that cooling process in western South Dakota. Even Sioux Falls, it'll be chilly tomorrow morning. It'll be in the low 40s there, and then we'll rebound into the 60s for most of us on Tuesday. All right, let's wrap it up here. Our forecast details today, 77 Mitchell. Note the wind change to the northwest. Those winds have been gusty this morning in Rapid City. Our 7-day forecast, no mention of rain. It looks like a dry outlook. Couple of windier days. Wednesday could be bumped up. I could easily see Saturday on that list. I also think the weekend, we're forecasting upper 70s on Saturday, but if this continues, we're going to have to push that one back in the 80s. I think we're pretty well marked here for that possibility. In Aberdeen, we've got 80s returning on Wednesday, so it's just a quick cool down. And then in the 70s at the end of the week with the potential to raise those numbers, that is. And the numbers for Pierre and Rapid, similar. We've got a few 80s here on Wednesday. No mention of rain. The weekend could be warmer. I could see 80s quickly coming back on the scene here. So it's a dry forecast. Check out the details. They're online at KELOLAND.com.